It's July 7th, 2025. And I just finished reading Prince Caspian, Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. And it is the fourth in the order that was prescribed by C.S. Lewis when asked later after he'd written the whole series. And that is in controversy. This is my fourth of 7 books. There's a trivia book that doesn't really count as a book, but I've done 4 out of 7 so far, and I'm sticking to the order that is in this box set because they have numbers on them. And the box set, just so you can see it if you have not seen the other videos, is pretty nice looking. It's just basic cardboard. It's not very thick or anything. So the first book was The Magician's Nephew, which was the prequel. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is the one that most people know about, is the second in this series here. The Horse and His Boy, which was very, very violent. And Prince Caspian, the next one. And then the fifth coming up will be The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. And it's got a dragon on the front of it. So now the review of Prince Caspian. So I really liked the way it started out. It was the kids and finding this like a castle kind of situation, and it was very reminiscent of Harry Potter at the beginning of it. And I quite liked the first 1/3 of the book. And then they got to Narnia, and it was just like the other ones, and I didn't like it from that point forward. This is the 4th out of 7, as I said, and I've not really super enjoyed any of them so far. And I might not like any of them after all. But I will say this about this particular book. It seems written better, has more depth than the other 3. And whether this one is better or not than, oh, I didn't know there's a little bookmark in here. That's kind of cool. I'm going to start using that for this series now. Whether or not it's better than The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe would be personal preference, I suppose, but I liked it better just because the first 1/3 was more interesting and it was written better, it had more depth. But then it got to the Narnia land and it was again about battles, and not as quite violent as the last one, but still several pieces about cutting heads off and stuff like that, which doesn't really scream child's book to me. And obviously I'm grown, but still, yeah, a lot of still violence in it. And to me, the multi animals and mixing in with Greek gods and things like that, it's just kind of weird. It still has that weird vibe to me. And once they start, hey, is Aslan going to show up? No, Aslan's just a myth. He's not real. And it's all this, hey, when's Aslan going to get here? And he kind of gets there and he doesn't really do that much. And it's kind of like, who cares if he got there? I mean, I understand the significance of Aslan representing Christ and all that stuff, but in this story, his arrival and participation in it, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't necessary, I suppose, but it just seemed fabricated and just, again, just kind of weird. The whole series just comes across weird to me. And I'm comparing this to The Wizard of Oz, which I read the first 15 books, and 14 were by the original author. Then the 15th was another author that stepped in to his shoes after he passed. But anyway, that series is much better than Narnia. Also compared to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, that was much better than Narnia. I don't know. I don't like it that much. So I'm heading on to The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and hopefully it continues with the depth and less of the Narnia land proper. Being it's the boat, yeah, maybe the whole scenery would be different. And I like ocean stories. I've read a lot of the old Captain Cook's logs and things like that. So I think perhaps I have an opportunity, I hope, to really enjoy Voyage of the Dawn Treader. But for Prince Caspian, I liked a third of it, the first third of it. and then it became just like the other ones. So did I like it better, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe? Probably not. Maybe not. I'd say so far The Magician's Nephew was the worst one. Horse and His Boy was the second worst one. And then Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian are kind of like a tie, I suppose. We'll see what happens going forward, but so far, still not enthusiastic.